All right, today's July 28th, 2022, and we're going to take a look at Tesla. All right, guys. If you watch my previous video, you could see here where we seen like the fire in Tesla, pretty much, and they've kind of been going. Now we're going to take a look at some levels here. This is this month. We're looking at the monthly chart right now. And this was Tesla here. This is a big run, which this here support area on the monthly is considered a demand zone. And a lot of times in significant and strong demand zones, there could be automated money sitting here, which is institutional money. So this appears that this pretty much was the case here because this was a big move this month on Tesla. So let's take a look at, a little bit more. I do see here they were overbought for some time before this pullback occurred. So this pullback was needed in order for Tesla to continue to keep running. But you can see overall they are in an uptrend. They're in an uptrend overall. Let's take a look at the weekly here. Okay, so you can see this how significant this level is on the weekly as well. And it was holding this area for several weeks before they popped up. But the good thing I like about the weekly is you see here, they kind of was creating like this bearish flag here, right? Because they were in a downtrend for some time. What I like is that they broke through that bearish flag and they came up. So this, we talked about this, I think last week when we did the video, how we closed last week above this area here. And then the next week, which is this week, we opened up above. So it looks like Tesla has, some volume here. Now, here, you can see that there's a decrease in money flow. They're pointing up. They're coming to, towards this 50 line. Once they get above 50, for me, that typically signals strength. Right now, they're currently in a breakout on a weekly. It looks like they potentially reverse there on the monthly, which the 200 MA was acting as a significant support. You can see here on the weekly, they're well above the 200 MA. So they definitely have strength here. So let's take a look at the daily. Daily's fire. You have a lot of money flow. You can see this big ass W right here, right? If you just look at the pattern right here on the slow RSI, you can see here, you draw it out. Right there. Tesla could, come up a little bit, above 80 and go into overbought before it pulls back here. Now, stocks do have to pull back in order to create patterns to keep going. So Tesla will pull back at some point. The one thing I like about Tesla here, we broke this bearish flag last week, right? This bearish flag that was going down. But of course, we've been holding this support area here. And this is a support area that you've seen on the monthly. Now, if you look at the most current price action here, you can see that Tesla was forming this flag on the daily here. And they were kind of going in between these zones here for the last week or so. So they broke above, this was the resistance area here. So they broke above this resistance area, right? And they made this little candle here. Then they had 3 days of down, but they stayed within this flag area here. And then of course they went back up. What I do like about Tesla is that they did close above the 200 MA. So they are pretty much breaking out now. I do think that Tesla still has some more room to run. And you can see we're not quite above 80 yet, but we are pushing there. So this is going to be your next area right here for Tesla, which is approximately 882. Once Tesla hits 882 and breaks out, then this here is 200, where this 200 MA is sitting, would be your new support. Let's take a look here. Because once we break above this level, we hit this area, then we could, there's two things. We could possibly range, between 823 and 877 approximately. And this would be the next area for consolidation. And you can see that stocks would typically consolidate in between zones here, like this here, right? So I do see that if we can maintain staying above this 200-day moving average on the daily, we would range between these zones and then potentially create a pattern to continue to keep going up. Why do I think it might potentially keep going up? Because if you look at the higher time frames here, this was your support area, and this was support over here too, previously in the past. So that's how you know it's a significant area. So we could be in a possible area where we're trying to reverse back to the upside. And this big green candle does show me that there's a lot of buyers that are in control right now. So once your daily becomes over exhausted here, there will be a pullback. So it could potentially pull back here to 826, depending on the volume in the market, or it could come back down and just test this area again here. But I really think it is going to hold above this 200 MA as long as this is an official break. We'll definitely see what tomorrow holds, but I do like that we closed above this 200-day moving average today. So the fact that we closed above the 200-day moving average, it does show us that there is a possibility that we want to continue to keep going up before we hit this area. Now this area, this 880 or whatever this is, 880, 882-ish, this is going to be a significant resistance area, which could be a possible rejection. And by the time we get up here, of course, we're going to be above, 90. We're going to be above 80, hitting into the 90s. So it'll be time more than likely that we need to pull back. So we'll definitely keep an eye on it, but I do like where Tesla is at. And I like the money flow that came in this month, this big candle here, and the fact that it's taking off here at the significant support level and staying above the 200 MA on the daily. Hope this helps.